Welcome to the ninth tutorial of electrical machines. In this tutorial, we are going to solve some problems based on the equivalent circuit parameters and the voltage drop. So let us see the problem number 1. So in problem 1, we have a 30 kVA 2400 by 120 volt 50 Hz transformer having a high voltage winding resistance of 0.1 ohm and leakage reactance of 0.22 ohms. So here we are given the data of the high voltage side, which is the primary side 2400 volt, and the low voltage winding resistance is 0.035 and leakage reactance is given to be 0.012, that is on the secondary side of the transformer of 120 volt side. Find the equivalent winding resistance and reactance and impedance referred to the high voltage side and the low voltage side. So basically we want to find the equivalent winding parameters when the circuit is referred in the high voltage side or the low voltage side. So all the parameters can be taken to the primary side of the transformer, or all the parameters can be taken to the secondary side of the parameters. Secondary side, let us see the solution. So given the transformation ratio of the transformer as 120 by 2400, that is you have N2 by N1 or equal to V2 by V1 is your transformation ratio, which is equal to 1 by 20. And all the datas for the primary side R1x1 and R2x2 for the secondary side are given to us. Then if the parameters are referred on the high voltage side, that is the primary side, so we have to calculate the total equivalent resistance referred to the primary side, that is R1 will remain constant and R2 dash we need to calculate. R2 dash means the resistance from the low voltage side will be referred to the high voltage side, which can be done by dividing with the transformation ratio square, K square. So keeping the R1 constant and dividing the R2 by K square and adding up, we will get the total value of the resistance R01, which is equal to 14.1 ohms. Now in the similar way we can find the reactance referred to the high voltage side. So in this case, instead of resistance we have to take the reactance, keeping the primary reactance constant and secondary referred to the primary side divided with K square. So on doing this and adding up with the primary reactance, we will get 5.02 ohms. So now we will be in a position to calculate the impedance of the network referred to the high voltage side, that will be under root R01 square plus X01 square, because the impedance can be written as R plus JX. So it is a complex quantity. So the magnitude of Z will be under root R square plus of X square. So we have found out the total resistance referred to the primary side and total reactance referred to the primary side. So just take the square root and add up both square terms, so we'll get 15 ohms. Now on the low voltage side, the resistance referred R02, we will keep the secondary resistance as constant and refer the primary resistance on the secondary side. So this can be done by multiplying with the transformation ratio K square. So on adding up the two quantities, we get 0.03525 ohms as the resistance on the low voltage side. Similar operation we can do with reactance. So here we need to find X1 dash, that is the reactance which is referred to the low voltage side of the transformer, keeping the secondary constant reactance. So multiplied K square with X1, we will get 0.01255 ohms. Net impedance of the circuit Z02 will be found out similarly to what we have found out Z01. So it is under root R02 square plus X02 square, which will give you 0.0374 ohms. The same thing can be obtained alternatively with a different method. Without calculating the parameters R02 and X02, we know that Z01 and we know K square. So we can directly calculate the Z02 with the use of this equation, which comes to be same when calculated with the other alternative way. So problem number 2, you have been given the data of a single phase transformer, the turns ratio 19.5:1, the resistance and the reactance on the primary side of the transformer, the resistance and the reactance on the secondary side of the transformer, and the no load current is 1.2 ampere which is leading the flux by 30 degree. The secondary delivers 200 ampere at a terminal voltage of 500 volt and power factor is 0.8 lagging. So the information of the load is given to us. So the load is taking a current of 200 ampere, which is basically the secondary current I2 at a voltage of 500 volt, which is basically V2, and the power factor of the load is 0.8 lagging. So we have to determine the, with the help of a vector diagram, the primary applied voltage, that is V1, the primary power factor, that is cos phi 1, and the efficiency of the transformer. Then we can solve this problem in a manner where the V2 is given to us, that is the secondary side. We keep the secondary voltage as constant, so it is at 0 degree, and find the current I2 from the load information. So we know that since it is a lagging power factor of 0.8, so 0.8, that is a cos phi, and sin phi term is 0.6, and 200 is the magnitude, so I2 will be 160 minus J 120. The impedance of the circuit Z2 will depends upon the load on the circuit, so that we can easily calculate from the knowledge of the load. Then E2 is equal to V2 plus I2 Z2, that is the KVL equation we have applied on the secondary side of the transformer, that give us 541 angle 3.5. So 541 is the magnitude of the no load secondary EMF, and 3.5 is the angle with which it's make with V2. So 3.5 is obviously the beta. Then E1 we can calculate as E2 by K from the knowledge of the transformation ratio. So we know that transformation ratio is 1 by 19.5, so it will be 19.5 into E2. We have calculated the value of E2, so this value when multiplied with 19.5, we will be getting this data. Now in order to apply the KVL equation on the primary side of the transformer, we have to give a subtraction sign, minus sign on the E1. So on putting a negative sign, we'll get this value of E1. Then I2 dash, that is the current due to the load condition on the primary side of the transformer, we need to calculate, that is minus I2 into K. We know the value of the transformation ratio K, we know the value of the secondary current I2, so I2 dash we will be able to get. Now then I0, that is the no load component of the current, will be leading the voltage V2. So V2 is at reference, which is at 0 degree by an angle total 3.5, which is the angle of our previous things that we have calculated. E2 we have calculated the angle, so this is the angle of E2 plus 90 degree plus 30 degree is the current which is leading the flux. So the current which is leading the flux is 30 degrees, so with total angle we are getting 123.5. Then the no load component of the current will be then angle of 123.5 with a magnitude of 1.25. So this on converting into the Cartesian coordinates we get it. Now we know that I1, that is the primary current, net primary current of the transformer, is I0, that is the no load component of the current, plus I2 dash, that is the current on the loaded condition. So we are getting 11.45 at an angle of 141. Now applying the KVL equation on the primary side of the transformer, we can get what is the value of the V1. So V1 is minus of E1 plus I1 Z1. So this will give you the value of the voltage V1 when we try to calculate the KVL side. So the magnitude of V1 is 11,540 with an angle of 186.7 degree. So the phase angle between the voltage and the current 1 we can now calculate depending upon, so this is V1, so it is 186.7 degree and the current angle is 141 degree. So we take a subtraction of the both angle, that is the angle of V1 minus angle of I1. So we are getting 45.7 degree as the phase angle between V1 and I1. Then the primary power factor which we need to calculate, so cos phi 1 is basically the angle between the voltage V1 and I1, which comes to be 45.7 degree. So cos 45.7 will give you a primary power factor of 0.698 under the lagging condition. So the input power under the no load condition, since it is a no load condition, the current will be I0. and V1 I naught sin phi naught will be, sorry, it will be cos phi naught will be the input power under the no load condition. So we're getting 7.210 watt when we are substituting the value of the V1, that is the input voltage, the no load component of the current, and 60° is the phase angle. And R02, that is the resistance referred to the secondary side of the transformer, is basically R2 plus K square R1, where K is the transformation ratio. We are getting 0.1257 ohms. Then the copper loss on the secondary side, when all the quantities are referred on the secondary side, so we'll get the total copper loss. So that will be I2 square R02. R02 is the total resistance referred to the secondary side of the transformer, where the current I2 magnitude is 200 ampere and R02 is given 0.1257. So we are getting a power of 5030 watt. Now we can calculate the output power, which is V2 I2 cos phi 2, V2 being the terminal voltage secondary, I2 is the total current drawn by the load, and cos phi 2 is the phase angle difference of the voltage and the current. So we are getting 80,000 watt as the output power. So the total losses which we can now calculate as the sum of the copper losses plus the iron loss. So we are getting 12 to 40 watt as the loss. So the input is basically output plus losses. So losses we have calculated, output we have calculated. So we can find what is the input power. So it is 92 to 40 watt. Now the efficiency of the transformer is basically the power output by power input, which comes to be 86.74 percentage. In terms of percentage, 86.74 or 0.8674. So we have calculated the all the quantities that have been asked in the problem. Problem third, you have a 50 kVA 440 by 220 volt transformer, where the resistance R1 and R2 are given and the reactance X1 and X2 are given, where 1 indicates the primary side and 2 indicates the secondary side. So we have been given all the parameters of the transformer. Now first thing is that equivalent resistance referred to the primary side we have to calculate. So we need to calculate what is the value of R01. Equivalent resistance referred to the secondary side, so R02. Equivalent reactance referred to both primary and secondary, so X01 and X02 we have to calculate, and then we have to calculate the impedance, that is Z01 and Z02. We have to calculate the total copper loss, first using the individual resistance of the two winding, and secondly using equivalent resistance as referred to each side. So copper loss will be calculated from the knowledge of I1 square and I2 square separately, and from the knowledge of I1 square R01 and I2 square R02. We should get these two values should be equal under the condition that the total copper loss remain the same. So let us see the solution. First find the full load current I1. So I1 full load current will be basically the kVA rating of the transformer divided by the voltage V1. So 50 kVA transformer divided by 4400, we get a magnitude of the current as 11.36 amps. I2, that is the full load current on the secondary side, same way we can calculate the kVA rating of the transformer divided by the voltage 2. So we'll get 227 amps. Now the transformation ratio we can calculate as the value of V2 by V1, we get 1 by 20. So R01 we can calculate, basically it is R1 by R2 by K square. So these K depending upon the factor whether we are taking V2 by V1 or V1 by V2, we can take anything as the transformation ratio, and based on that our R01 can have two different ways of representation, either R1 K square plus R2 or divided by K square, depending upon whether you have taken V2 by V1 or V1 by V2. So here we have been taken 220 by 440 as the, so if you see the rating of the transformer, it is your V2, this is your V1. So V2 by V1 we have taken as the rating of the transformation ratio. So R01 we can calculate R1 by R2 by K square, we get 7.05 ohms. Similarly R02 we can calculate R2 plus K square R1, so we are getting 0.176, The same operation can be done knowing the knowledge of k square r01. Instead of going with r2 plus k square r1, we can also calculate with k square r01, which will give you the same result whether going by this method or that method. X01 is x1 plus x2 dash prime, which is equal to x2 by k square. It will give you result 11.2 ohms. So this is the reactance which is referred to the primary side of the transformer. On the secondary side, you determine what is x1 dash k square plus k square x1 plus x2. So you are getting 0.028. This is similar to what operation we can do with k square x01, because x01 we have already calculated. If you multiply with the transformation ratio square, so we will get the same result whatever we get by the other method. Z01, which is the total impedance referred to the primary side of the transformer, is basically under root R01 square plus X01 square, which is giving you 13.23 ohms. Z02 is the same way, under root R02 plus X02 square, which is equal to 0.03311. The same method we can adopt as multiplying with K square with the knowledge of Z01, because Z01 is the total impedance referred to the primary side. We multiplied with the transformation ratio square, we should get the same answer whatever we got it by this method. Now the copper loss we can calculate by either three different ways. So copper loss, if we calculate separately on the primary side and the secondary side of the transformer, I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2 will give you 910 watt. Or we can calculate referring all the parameters on the primary side or all the parameters on the secondary side. We can take any of the method. So I1 square R01 we can go, or I2 square R02. So it should also give you 910 watt. That means that the resistance can refer either the primary side of the transformer or on the secondary side of the transformer. The net copper loss will remain the same. Next problem, problem 4, you have a 230 by 460 volt transformer, primary resistance of 0.2 ohms and reactance 0.5 ohms. So basically these data are corresponding to R1 and X1, and we have been also given the value on the secondary side R2 and X2 of these data. Find the secondary terminal voltage when supplying 10 ampere at 0.8 power factor lagging. So we need to determine secondary terminal voltage V2 under the condition that the current drawn by the load I2 is 10 ampere and cos phi 2 is 0.8 power factor lagging condition. So let us see the solution. First we'll determine the transformation ratio of the transformer with the knowledge of the voltage, that is V2 by V1, the transformation ratio of the transformer. Then we can calculate the net equivalent resistance of the transformer referred to the secondary side. So that is R2 plus K square R1. We have calculated K and R1 is given to us, so we can calculate 1.55 ohms. X02, that is the reactance referred to the secondary side, is calculated in the similar way by which we have calculated R02. So it is X2 plus K square X1, which give you 3.8 ohms. Now the voltage drop, which is a new concept discussed in this tutorial, that is I2 R02 cos phi. Now here you can have a plus minus sign. The plus goes with the lagging condition and the negative sign goes with the leading condition. So this plus, because we have a lagging load, we can calculate the voltage drop given the condition that the current I2 is 10 ampere. And the value of R02 and X02 we have calculated, and cos phi and sin phi we can obtain from the knowledge of the load power factor. So it gives to be 35.2 volt as the voltage drop. So we can easily calculate the secondary voltage because we have been given the value of E2. So E2 minus the voltage drop, we can obtain the value of V2, that is the secondary terminal voltage or the load voltage. Fifth problem is basically we have to calculate the percentage voltage drop for a transformer with a percentage resistance of 2.5% and percentage reactance of 5% of the rating of 500 kVA when it is delivering 400 kVA at 0.8 power factor lagging condition. So this is the information of the load is given 400 kVA 0.8 power factor lagging, and 500 kVA is the entire power of the transformer the resistance drop is 2.5% and the reactance drop is 5%. So we know the formula for percentage voltage drop as basically what is the resistance drop multiplied with I cos phi divided with the full load current IF, percentage reactance drop I sin phi divided by IF, where IF is the full load current and I is the actual current. If we multiply this on the numerator and denominator by voltage, what we get? We get the kilowatt, because VI cos phi will give you kilowatt and VI sin phi will give you kVAr rating, that is the reactive power, and on the denominator if you multiply it with voltage we get a kVA rating of the transformer. So kilowatt rating of the transformer, that is basically the kVAr. So we have been given the kVA into cos phi. So we get 320. kVAr rating is given to us multiplied with 0.6. So we get in 240. Then we can calculate the drop using this particular equation, where we have been given the resistance percentage 2.5% multiplied with the kilowatt, that is 320, divided by the kVA rating, that is 500. Here the kVAr rating and reactance drop is 5%. So 5 into 240 divided by 500 will give you 4%. So net percentage drop on this transformer is 4%. So this completes the tutorial where we have solved the problems based on calculating the equivalent circuit parameters and we have obtained the voltage drop. Thank you for now. See you in the next tutorial.